Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike with another MLS updater, and today our World Cup roundup. Congratulations to Argentina, who get the win for Lionel Messi. Obviously, an incredible feat in an insanely impressive career for Lionel Messi. To finally be able to take home that World Cup is incredible. But focusing on a MLS point of view, as we always do, this is the first time that the league has had a player part of a roster. As little as he played, Armada was on the pitch for some of this World Cup, but the first time an active MLS player is on a World Cup final roster and a World Cup winning side. This is an incredible achievement from the league that continues to grow. It's fantastic news for MLS as a whole. Fantastic news for Atlanta United to be able to say they're the team that have this player, and it just shows the exact direction this league's going in, and it brings more excitement going into 2023. These young players with so much quality are coming in, and they're showing it. They're part of these nations on the world stage. So congratulations, Thiago Almada, to be part of that side. Congratulations, Argentina. And let's have a look at some of the other players who have been involved. So as Qatar 2022 World Cup kicked off, we had 37 players across 12 different nations representing MLS as a whole. There were 9 for the USMNT, there were 11 for the Canadian men's national teams, 20 in total, another 17 across the other 10 countries. It was incredible to think back. We even have Daniel Chacon, who currently plays in MLS Next Pro for the Colorado Rapids too. So even the second division was getting some minutes. He did come on and got around 10 minutes in this World Cup. But again, fantastic progression for the league, and especially MLS Next Pro, who's only had its debut season last year, and we'll be excited to see how that continues next year with a number of teams and the big expansion going into 2023. We did have only 4 nations represented once we got into the round of 16. Shaqiri for Switzerland, Dejanek for Australia, Swiderski for Poland, and the USA were in there when they played the Netherlands, those 9 players. So as we said, with the 9 players for the USA in that round of 16, the defeat to the Netherlands, it was a tough one to take, and there was so much now has been surrounded by the Gio Reyna controversy with Greg Berhalter and the side, why he wasn't playing, the issues amongst the group. But there were a few players MLS-wise who. Another place who probably weren't expecting games: Sean Johnson, Jordan Morris, got a few minutes there, Christian Roldan. But Aaron Long, before the World Cup started, would have probably hoped for something. But with Tim Ream's reintegration into the side, there's no way he could be dropped. Tim Ream was fantastic alongside Walker Zimmerman, who did brilliantly representing Nashville, I thought, for much of that time, despite giving away that penalty to Gareth Bale, which gave Wales a 1-1 draw with the USMNT. But they got through into that round of 16. They progressed to a decent point, and would have probably wished to have given a better account of themselves goal-wise, obviously, against the Netherlands. They created some chances, Pulisic at the beginning of the game. But there were just some errors which unfortunately were pounced upon by the Netherlands. But it was all in all a decent performance from them during this World Cup, and something definitely to take into 2026 to give them a lot more hope going into that, and as much more hope, expectation. I don't think they'll expect anything less than achieving what they did this year, and they will definitely expect to compete to go much further. Canada, on the other side, they took 11 players, the most players representing MLS in one nation. A lot of those have gone on to get themselves big moves. Alistair Johnson, he's now at Celtic in the Scottish Premier League. Ishmael Kone has gone to Watford, could well be loaned out to Udinese, the partner club. We've got Joel Waterman, who's garnering a lot of interest reportedly. Richie Larea, we don't know what's going to happen with him, whether he'll be back in Toronto next year or whether Nottingham Forest, having loaned him out to them, will look at him and think, well, maybe we could use him. He put in some very good performances. Jonathan Osorio did well, and he's committed to remain in MLS, which is great news for Toronto FC fans. A fantastic midfielder who's going to be a big part of that side going forward, who are looking to challenge for an MLS Cup. We're still waiting to see what happens with the likes of Kamal Miller. Lucas Cavallini, where will he go? Will he return in MLS? It possibly look like he'll go down to maybe Mexico or South America, but we'll have to see. But as a nation, I think Canada can now look back. They have that historic first goal in a World Cup tournament. That monkey's off their back. They've returned after a long period out of the game for just their second appearance in the World Cup. With the Canadian Premier League now into its fifth season, there seems to be a lot more now available for young Canadian players to continue to progress, and it's something that we should start to get used to. Canada being part of this tournament, I think, going forward. I don't think that's a particularly crazy thing to say. They've definitely shown that even without the infrastructure at home, with just those 3 MLS sides, they've been able to progress, and they're here. They got there. They got that experience. A lot of young players now have that World Cup experience, and 2026 for them as well will be. They'll be hoping to go further. Obviously, with 0 points after that, but some good performances, especially against Belgium, and that second half against Morocco. They showed that they can. They showed they can compete, but they need that extra quality. And I'm sure we'll see over these next 4 years that they start to prepare and really kick in for 2026. So once again, congratulations Thiago Almada, congratulations Atlanta United, and congratulations MLS for having a player finally representing a nation while being on an active roster in a World Cup final, and to win it as well is absolutely incredible, really impressive, and a great first step for the league as a whole. I'm sure a number of these players who have competed in the World Cup now will be very much looked upon by a number of MLS sides in this off season leading into the 2023 year. I'd be really excited to see. Make sure you keep following to make sure we can see some of these names that maybe we can find in MLS come 2023. There's a lot of sides doing a lot of business. None more so than Montreal and sides like that, who have lost a number of players who will be building up what they need to compete once again in 2023. So let's see if we can see some of these World Cup players come across into MLS. You can follow me once again at Mike Rice 1983. Please like, subscribe, share the channel. We're going to have a lot more season previews with people from around the league that's focusing on their clubs that they follow week in, week out, season on season. So we're going to really dive into a number of these sides and really get an idea of what we should expect from them in 2023. But from me, I hope you all enjoyed the World Cup as much as I did. Enjoy the rest of the year. Happy Christmas if you celebrate. Happy New Year. And let's look forward to 2023 in MLS. Thanks very much, guys. Take care.